Hello, friends, and welcome to Fire Emblem Discussion. The reviews for Fire Emblem Three Houses dropped today, and I've been skimming them this morning, trying to get a feel for how people think about it, and everything else. And I wanted to go over some of the points from five of the bigger review sources: Kotaku, Polygon, The Verge, IGN, and The Guardian. And there's also like Games Radar and stuff, but these five get the job done for today. So as you can even see right here on just the Google search, it's been rated pretty well. But I find it interesting why it was rated so well. So let's look at some of these. So this is The Verge, and they had a section just the end. So we'll just look at this real quick. Three Houses is a game that smartly updates the Fire Emblem formula to create an experience that offers what fans expect, but in a way that's much more resonant. So that really excites me. That's a really cool statement, because it's kind of what I said the other day, that I feel like Fire Emblem Three Houses is going to be what Breath of the Wild was to the Zelda franchise. I think it's going to really change the series in a way that we're never going to be able to go back from. And it seems to be in a good way. From all of the stuff I've read about it, that's how it feels. I'm pretty excited. And the other reviews are say similar things where like Three Houses is like updating Fire Emblem in a good way. And that's exciting to me. Another interesting thing to look at here, it says in the Verge review, it says it took just over 40 hours to get through the campaign, even though we've been told 80. And reviewers play through games quickly because they have a deadline to meet, right? They have to finish the game and write up a review and make a video and everything for it. So they play quickly, but 40 hours is not as long as the 80 hours Nintendo said. But I guess if you're playing slowly, maybe if you do literally everything, it's 80 hours. But that's kind of a trend you see across all the reviews. They all took less than the 80 hours. IGN by far took the longest with 70 hours because they're IGN and they don't get Fire Emblem. It's by Brendan Graber at the very least. He's someone I respect as an IGN employee. He knows video games better than a lot of the other guys at IGN. I feel like listening to him on the Nintendo voice chat podcast and other things, and he works on their wiki team, so he like writes guides and stuff. He actually knows a fair bit about Fire Emblem. He's actually a pretty big fan, and he's talked about it before, so I respect his opinions here, whereas most people at IGN, I would not care what they had to say about Fire Emblem. But his review is okay. Talks a lot about the story because that's what people care about, I guess. Makes a anime joke, whatever. And I just want to look at his verdict. So verdict: Fire Emblem Three Houses succeeds in its Fire Emblem Three Houses succeeds in its ambitious telling of a land at war helmed by captivating leaders, in which no side has all the answers. Its tense battles are made all the more harrowing thanks to new strategy elements, and the colorful cast of troops you send into the fray are incredibly charming. With a new take on training and bonding with your units and the many activities and options available to sample, it's absolutely begging to be played multiple times. That's exciting. I think the part where did I read that? With no side has all the answers. That makes me excited because the idea that each side is actually going to be different. It's actually going to be fun to play the different sides and see it from different angles. That's exciting to me. It actually reminds me of a movie. I think it's called Vantage Point. It came out in like the mid 2000s, and it was about there was a terrorist bombing or something in Spain while the president of the United States was visiting or something like that, and essentially you see the conflict, see this event from a bunch of different points of view from very different people. From from a federal agent that's protecting the president, and then from like a newscaster, just a bystanding citizen from Spain, and then you also see one from a tourist from America. It's pretty cool stuff, And I'm hoping, and each viewpoint added something new to the story, and I'm hoping that Three Houses does something similar to that, and this gives me a little hope for that. So that's the biggest thing I took from the IGN review. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, yeah, the game, it's good, I liked it, the story was fun, it's nothing we didn't know already. They talked about the student stuff and all that stuff, but yeah. So let's move on to the next review, and they gave it a 9.5, which is amazing. But yeah, a lot of people. So here, another quick note. Again, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, well, IGN's review of Fate said it had an amazing story and all this different stuff. So why should we believe this?" And to that, I say every review is done by a different person at IGN. And real talk, I have not seen very many reviews by Brendan Graber. I wonder if this is a newer thing. I don't know for sure. It probably isn't a newer thing, and I'm just not kept up with this as much as I used to be. But again, I really respect his opinion as an analyst and reviewer of games. So I put a little more stock into this than say the Fates reviews, even though the Fates, like at least part of the Fates reviews were done by Jose Otero, who's one of my favorite game critics out there. But I don't know. I guess he just didn't get Fire Emblem, All right, moving on to The Guardian, which is definitely the smallest of the group. So again, it adds up to a new lease on life for one of Nintendo's younger series. Like okay, of the like long-standing series, what's older? Like the ones that like have been around and stay around. It's like, okay, Mario, Zelda, Metroid. What else? What else is like older? Fire Emblem came out in 1990. That's 29 years ago, bro. 29 years ago. Fire Emblem isn't a young series. All right. Anyways, a new lease on life, which again is just kind of like saying, it changes the formula in a good way. The thing that I don't like though is it calls it a bubbling school soap opera. And I'm just like, it's not what I wanted to hear, but it's okay. Yeah, more just talk about gameplay, and they talk about an 80-hour plot, but I doubt they actually took 80 hours. All right, Polygon, who always has like the best, like I love that picture, by the way. I don't know why, it's just like good. Okay, Polygon. Of course, they are like, it's an epic war story on a Game of Thrones scale. It's a relationship simulator. But this part's cool though. It says, "What's so bizarre is that none of these elements play second fiddle." Talking about the tactical gameplay, the relationship building, stuff at the school, and everything. Everything like works together to be important, which I do appreciate. I think it's pretty cool. I was worried that I'm honestly worried. I'm still worried. Honestly, I won't be unworried about it until unworried. I won't be not worried about it until I play the game for myself. But I am worried that Three Houses isn't going to have enough of an emphasis on the battles themselves, and it's going to be more about the lead up to the battles, which is, I mean, fine, I guess. That's just the way the game will be made. But it's not what I want personally out of a Fire Emblem game. So, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do a review of it too and give you my thoughts later on. It does complain about the relationship portion taking a step backwards because it doesn't feel as impactful as it did in Awakening of Fates, but whatever. I mean, is anyone going to complain about it? I'm sure there's good people that complain about it, but I don't really care all that much. And then, yeah, they just talk about how they start, like, a common theme actually is that people started the game up again with a different house, like, right away. Like, so the game must be pretty good to warrant a second playthrough, like, instantly. All right, and finally, Kotaku. Let's look at them. And more story stuff because they all do that. Okay, so 58 hours played. So not quite the 80 that they talked about. But again, reviewers play quickly because they need to. The tough as nails combat. Assuming those who are... I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to assume anything. Those who are longtime fans of the series... you know, like tough as nails combat. Understand that just turn-based tactical RPG combat stuff, a lot of people struggle with. So those of us who play Fire Emblem or are just like know how the ins and outs of the combat and stuff, I doubt it'll be tough as nails, but maybe it will. Maybe it'll be the hardest game in the series, which I doubt because I want accessibility. This talks about the what's it called, Divine Pulse, being able to move stuff backwards and stuff, time backwards like the Militurn will, and how it was a really appreciated feature for them, which is cool, I guess. And yeah, again, even after finishing the game, I can't get my mind off of Garreg Mach. I immediately started 2 new saves, one for each of the houses I hadn't played. The characters are engrossing, the combat is pitch perfect, and the world feels fully developed, like it's still hiding some mysteries I have yet to untangle, which is awesome. I love that. That's a cool summary there. That makes me excited to play the game a lot, actually. But that is all we're going to take the time to look at today. I want to get to a good picture for talking. No, it's not that one. This one. Cool, I like this picture. Yeah, that's all we're going to look at for today. Let me know in the comments what you think of the reviews so far. And let me know how excited you are for the game to be releasing in less than, 12 hours. I guess by the time, as I'm recording this, that's when it comes out, about 12 hours. But when it actually goes up on YouTube, it'll be more like 7 hours. So I'm pumped out of my mind. And speaking of which, I will be playing it tonight on stream. It'll be a late stream because, it doesn't come out till tonight. It'll be a later stream, but I'll definitely play it, at least the first maybe couple chapters or something, the first battle or two. Check some stuff out. I definitely am going to play it tonight. And I want to know, yeah. And make sure to come join for that. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm still not entirely sure which house I'm going to pick after yesterday's video. I got a lot of comments. A lot of people saying Blue Lions. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably do Blue Lions on stream, and then I'll probably do Black Eagles off stream. And because I plan on playing through the game as fast as I can off stream so I can start making guide videos and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe for more Three Houses content. Again, this channel is going to be littered, absolutely littered. It's going to be covered in Three Houses for the next probably a couple months, almost, or the next month or two. So make sure to subscribe if you're into that. Help grow the channel. Leave a like on this video if you want to help it grow as well. And again, comment your thoughts on the reviews. And also, I could still use some help choosing a house. So if you have any other thoughts that you didn't post on the last video, let me know.